Hello, welcome back. This is Sean Bradford, here to talk about what Yoga Nidra is, to go over the components of Yoga Nidra, and to discuss the benefits of Yoga Nidra. Thank you so much for joining. I am so honored that you are here and that you're interested in this practice that I just find magical and phenomenal, Yoga Nidra. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's talk about what Yoga Nidra actually is. This handout is available to you in the downloadable section of this area that we're in right now. So Nidra means sleep. Yoga Nidra, therefore, means yoga sleep. I've also heard it described as psychic sleep. And the ancient yogis state that 1 hour of Yoga Nidra is equivalent to 4 hours of sleep. Now, as a disclaimer, this isn't to replace sleep, it's to aid. And really its overarching intention is to take you deeply inwards so that you could really uncover your inner world. You can get to know different patterns that keep repeating and get to the root of them and pull them out. So you can really meet yourself and first and foremost, find and cultivate acceptance and love for yourself. And then from that place of acceptance, start to learn about the different behaviors and beliefs and conditioning that you've embodied. And from that place of acceptance, decide what you may want to transform. It's a practice of absolute relaxation. It's a practice where, because it's our inner universe, every time you get something different. Traditionally, you practice lying down with a still body. However, it's most important you take care of you. So if you prefer to practice sitting up, maybe with a little movement, if you don't feel comfortable, that's perfectly fine as well. The stillness is there because when the body's still, the body goes to sleep during this practice, but deeper levels of the mind are opened up. And with that still body, we are entering into a very relaxed state, really bringing activation of parasympathetic nervous system, so relaxation response, which helps us to dive deeper inward. It is a meditative practice. My teacher, Kamini, calls it meditation made easy. And really, you are guided by the practitioner. That'll be me for your sessions. You're guided by my voice, the practitioner's voice, into this depth of exploration within yourself. There will be some pauses. And what I've experienced and what I've heard over and over from my various students that they experience is time is really funky in Nidra. Sometimes it feels like 5 minutes went by when you took the class for an hour. Sometimes it felt like it was several hours. Sometimes you're so unsure of where the time is. Sometimes you hear the voice, you don't hear the voice, you think you're asleep, you're not asleep. Sometimes it feels very dreamlike. There's images. What I do promise you is that each time you will have a different experience. I ask my students not to get attached to any experience that maybe you heard me talk about, you heard in the comments, you heard from another practitioner that you're expecting to have, because your wisdom body, your inner self is so smart. It will give you exactly what you need each time, I promise, for your highest and best good. If you are just straight exhausted, like I was when I first started, it will put you to sleep because the practice will take care of the physical need of needing sleep first. And that's what you needed. But these beautiful words of Yoga Nidra will still enter into your consciousness when you're sleeping. Now, maybe you have another time where you have a big release. That's what you needed. Maybe you have another time where you're activating energy, activating a gift. That's what you needed. Maybe you had another time where you had a visualization to answer a question. That's what you needed. Maybe you had another time where you were really agitated. You heard every word. Your mind was really active. That's what you needed, because it's removing that layer of frustration to get to the next layer. It's helping us to cultivate acceptance of the full spectrum of emotions, feelings, experiences. That's what Yoga Nidra is. And this is hard for me. And this is what it's really helped me with, is letting go of control. This is a practice of non-doing. Once you've shown up, hit play, and lay down, you've done the work. There is nothing else for you to do. I promise. You don't need to do anything else. This took me some time because I tried to force something to happen. I tried to force the relaxation, force the image, force the feeling. Just allow it to come, which takes practice. That allowing may be several months, maybe years from now, maybe several weeks from now. Just lay down, see what happens, know it'll be different each time, and observe it unfolding. Okay. It will be different each time. You truly don't need to do anything. You don't need to make anything happen. So remind yourself, when you lay down, done, nothing else to do. You can't do it wrong. If you take anything from what Yoga Nidra is, lay down, hit play. Yeah, can't do anything wrong from there on out. There will be some instructions we'll go over, but they're loose instructions. You always want to take care of you and know you can't do it wrong. All right. Let's move on to components of Yoga Nidra. If you have more questions about what Nidra is, then please feel free to write them in the comments. And a little side note, you can see me maybe struggling just a little bit with pronouncing Nidra. So often I'll say Nidra when I'm not really thinking about it, but I've worked with a teacher that specializes in teaching and speaking Sanskrit, Cheryl Oliver, and she has really helped me pronounce Nidra. So hopefully I'm doing her teaching justice with the way I'm pronouncing it. Let's move on to components of Yoga Nidra. First and foremost, a lot of Nidras you'll find in mine as well. I will guide you to create what's called a sankalpa, that translates to resolve. Think of it as a deep desire, loosely like an intention. In some, specifically in this worksheet, you will be guided to create your own sankalpa. The idea is you keep using that sankalpa. So let's say your sankalpa is, I accept myself. Until you feel you have embodied self-acceptance, you keep working with, I accept myself. And then once you feel I've embodied that, you create a new sankalpa. There's no time frame on it. It could be a week, a month, a year, 10 years, whatever your personal journey is. No need to put pressure or timeline on it. In other Yoga Nidras that you'll take from me, I theme them. For example, you may take my I am safe, releasing and clearing out first chakra Yoga Nidra. And in that, I will give you the sankalpa of I am safe, I am supported. Sometimes, to sum this up, you'll create your sankalpa. Sometimes it will be given to you. You will know, though, by generally the title of the sankalpa, what the theme is. Next, you will almost always find breath awareness in the components of Yoga Nidra. This is pooling awareness in many different ways to your breath. Next, you'll find Yoga Nidra includes rotation of consciousness. In rotation of consciousness, it's relaxing the body. This is like a body scan. Now, when you take my shorter Yoga Nidras, they're labeled in the meditation portal for Yoga Nidra monthly membership as midday recharges. They're 20 minutes or less. A lot are 15 minutes, some are 10 minutes. And these will have in them generally a sankalpa, but always breath awareness and the rotation of consciousness or body scan. Now, the longer Nidras will have visualization, asking to visualize. A note about visualization. If you can't see like you do in a dream, visualization. So for example, if you close your eyes right now and I say, picture a tree, maybe you actually see a picture of a tree. Perhaps though you have a knowing that you see a tree. You have the sense that you see a tree. So it's maybe a little bit more mental, okay, instead of imagination. It's okay. You can do either of those ways of visualizing. And then in some nidras, you'll feel into opposites. Really nice practice for several reasons. One, it helps us to accept and honor the full spectrum of emotions. For example, most of us may not honor or accept anger that we have within us. In Nidra, you'd be asked to feel into the sensations of anger and to just observe them. And then to feel into its opposite, the feeling of, say, contentment. Now, without contentment, we wouldn't know anger. Without anger, we wouldn't know contentment, okay? Or satisfaction, whatever you deem as the opposite. So you're learning to embrace and honor and accept the full range of emotions. Number two, you're learning to identify, well, what does anger even feel like within my body? So you can start to really cultivate that mind-body awareness, where you get signals for anger, where you get signals for feeling happy. You get to know yourself better. And the third reason is this practice is really beneficial when we feel into opposites of, instead of letting that anger enmesh us or suffocate us or feel like a block of pressure, we over time learn to be the observer of the emotion. So instead of the emotion being here, now it's like here. We learn to allow that sensation to come and go, come and go. So we're cultivating non-attachment and being the witness to the emotion instead of identifying as the emotion. Superb practice, really helpful. It can be tricky. It can be hard, but that's why it's a practice. To me, this is a lifelong practice, a lifelong journey to explore all the facets that you are, that I am, that we are. And then finally, one of my favorites, because it's so beautiful, is affirmations. I will always provide you in any Yoga Nidra affirmations, because when you are in a deep state of consciousness, what a beautiful thing to plant into your being when you're so ripe to receive. Now, I will go back over each one and tell you why, so you understand that there's a very specific reason, okay? So first and foremost, Sankalpa. This is so you have a focus, what we focus on. So if our Sankalpa is I am joy, we focus on joy. We want to bring that into every part of our life. What we focus on will materialize. It will magnify. It will multiply. And when you're asked to create a Sankalpa, whether you're creating it or it's given to you, it's in several different spots in the practice. So specifically, when you are really deep in the practice, you are open. So in waking state, you might be like, I don't accept myself. I did this today. I don't accept that. I did that today. We've got the monkey mind going on. We're all over the place, right? But when we're in Yoga Nidra, in these deep states of awareness, and we hear ourselves saying to ourselves, I accept myself, we're like, yes, I accept myself. We're embodying that. We're planting it into ourselves, to our inner blueprint, because we're open, we're ripe. That mind that says, no, 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 is quiet, because you, through your non-doing, have quieted that mind. And again, it's not doing, it's just what happens. So that's the reason for Sankalpa. Breath awareness is to get the energy moving and flowing. It gives you something to focus on. It's an anchoring into yourself. It's activating energy body and getting energy that may be stagnant, moving. And it feels great. It's a wonderful tool to come back to anytime throughout the day. Breath awareness gives you a lot of different strategies to bring into parts of your day as well. Love breath awareness. I often try to give you different breath awarenesses with each Nidra, so you have a lot to pull from. Body scan, rotation of consciousness. It again gets energy moving, and it also puts the physical body to sleep and in a very deep, deep state of relaxation, okay? Visualization helps activate the higher mental mind, imagination, creating new possibilities, seeing new doorways, seeing new pathways, having aha moments, thinking outside of the box. Also, sometimes I'll do rapid visualization to release the subconscious and make what's unknown known. I feel like we went into feeling of opposites pretty well. And then affirmations to repeat. These will also be towards the end of practice, but sprinkled throughout. It's like this cozy, warm blanket, just filling yourself up with goodness and empowerment and just these beautiful words that are activating, that feel good, that give us energy. I love the affirmations. They'll be in every single Nidra. All right. Those are the components of Nidra. If you have questions, ask them in the comments below. Would love to answer. Next, the benefits of Yoga Nidra are vast. If you watch the intro to who I am, I told you that I did receive a formal education in health promotion with all of my research being done on the benefits of Yoga Nidra, yoga, meditation, and mindfulness. And I did a lot of research specifically on Nidra. Some of the research is huge relaxation. Great tool for managing stress. Yoga Nidra helps us to really detox patterns. Like, why do I keep ending up in relationships where I'm not heard? What's that? What is that pattern? How do I get to the root of it? How do I pull it out? How do I even become aware of it? How do I transform it? It really helps us to understand habits that may not be serving us and accept it, and then work on transforming it. And then it also understands family legacy. So Nidra helps us to really see, well, what are these patterns that are passed down from, my grandmother to my mother to me? Oh, there's some codependency here. I see it. Now let me work with it because I'm aware of it from taking this inner journey inwards. It helps us to gain clarity, to really talk to our higher self, understanding our soul path, the directions that we could take, our blueprint, our purpose, what we are meant to do here. With that being said, Nidra quiets that active mind so we can tune into our vast inner wisdom that always has the answer. We just need to hear it. So in a waking state, it might be like, I need to do this. I need to go here. I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. Oh, I need to do this, that, just blah, 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 all day long. In Nidra, we quiet that active mind. And now that higher mind, that wise mind, the higher self, whatever you want to call it, that's always there. Now we can hear its whispers. Do this. You've got this. Wouldn't this be fun? This is a great idea. Talk to this person. Make this turn. Make sure you pay attention to that sign right there. We can start to hear these whispers of our higher wisdom talking to us. Okay. As I already said, really helpful with PTSD. Nidra is shown to balance right and left side of the brain, which helps tremendously with traumatic brain injury. Lots of research to show how beneficial it is for understanding our anxiety, depression, traumas, and starting to transform anxiety, depression, traumas, addiction. As I already mentioned, hugely helpful with insomnia. Now, I do a lot of work in corporate settings, and in corporate settings, they want to hear these specific benefits. And the cool thing is everybody's getting these other benefits anyways, but to get into my corporate setting, I'll find more corporate benefits, tons of research to show that Nidra helps to improve creativity, helps to increase productivity and focus and clarity and collaboration and being more flexible. There's so many benefits, and I have references for you in this handout. All right. In the next video, I will give you these instructions for Nidra. It'll be a separate video so you can refer to it as needed again. Thank you so much for going on this journey within to explore all the secrets to your inner universe and your inner landscape. Enjoy, leave comments, and let us know about your experiences. It's so fun to share. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.